Hi, welcome to Gemstone Tarot, Monday the 13th of July. Scorpio. It's Scorpio at the moment. Monday the 13th of July, 2020, Scorpio 6. Yes. I don't know. Don't even know what to say. I'm melting. I'm melting. So, welcome to the shorter summer special Heatwave editions. We're going to do some. We're going to get straight down to it. As Carol said the other day, get straight down to it. You've not got much time. I'm like, yes. Save yourselves. Save yourselves. Major Arcana only. And these were sent to me by the lovely Rachel a little while ago, and they're so fantastic. Crystal Banner, always like Crystal Banner. Always like Crystal Banner. Okay, how do I get them out of the box? Ugh. That's the thing. It's just become... is this what it's always been like in hot countries? Because, I mean, you know, like Spain, you know, if you're in Spain, Mediterranean countries... I remember hearing, like, back in the day, I remember hearing people, you know, we would say stuff like, to exchange students or whatever, you know, oh, it must be amazing to just be able to go out in the sun all the time. Be like, you don't go out in the sun. Like, midday, we don't go out in the sun. And we would think, what do you mean you don't go out in the sun? And there we are with the slightest whiff of sun, like this, you know, burning ourselves, slathering on Hawaiian tropic oil. How good did that stuff used to smell? Pure synthetic coconut. Put it on. Me and my sister also used to put on, I think we used to put, oh God, I think we used to put on vinegar. Like, you know, like the stuff you put on your chips. Vinegar and olive oil. Do all that as soon as there was any sun. But now I'm thinking, countries where this has been going on for ages, now I know why you have this much more relaxed attitude to life. And the whole siesta. That's not a siesta, that's a breakdown. That's like a daily breakdown. And this bed is not, I've actually made it quite well. I was going to leave a big pile of washing on it because I can't be asked to put the washing away either, because I can't do all the huffing and bending. I'm just like, oh, all the time, like Kevin the teenager. So yeah, that's why. That is a siesta. Siesta is just a miniature breakdown. I just pass out like a starfish and sort of do some sort of feverish dream sleeping about between 3 and 4. Whew. You have to, things are going to have to change. Things are going to have to change. We're not built for this. Not in the UK. The houses aren't built for this. That's for sure. That's for sure. If you say to anybody, because I've mentioned it to a couple of people in sheer, like, I don't know, so like we're at some sort of meeting or something, I've just been like, and I'm going to price up aircon. And they look at me, what? Aircon? You know, it's like you're actually insane if you say to somebody you might... I don't even know, by the way, what having aircon looks like in your house, because I've never seen anyone that had any. We've never seen it. It's like, aircon? And then one of you left me a comment saying something about a swamp something. And I looked that up, and that's a thing. And the boy does this. He puts a load of ice cubes in front of the fan, which goes through a lot of ice. And, but this is a swamp thing, tank thing, and you put ice in the top and it blows out cold air. Do they work? Anyway, I looked at one and delivery's 6 weeks, which is just when we won't be in the heat wave. So, but, you know, I'm thinking and getting myself, you know, it doesn't seem like the weirdest thing. I don't think this is going anywhere. Anyway, I've had my little moan. Let's look at some cards. We get the Hierophant. Breaking news. I love the pattern of that Bible. You know, I did theology at university, and I do love a good Bible. I've got a few different versions, depending on, you know, where I was at the time. But this looks like it has a real thin leather cover, you know, or it's not always leather, is it? But that sort of more pliable cover. Yeah, I do like that. Anyway, the Hierophant, we know, and this has come up a lot, and it came up a lot in the monthly readings. Do check out my new pick a card reading. I'm going to say that while I remember. And also, Gemstars, there is a new pick a card reading exclusively for you. If you want to see that, you can hit the join button Well, not if you're already a gem star, then you just go and watch it. Or you can find it in the description box. Come and join us, gem stars. It's a good pick a card. Both of them are good pick a cards. Anyhow, housekeeping over. The Hierophant. Higher learning, the higher part of yourself. If you've got 3 cards here, which are very much not just destiny cards, even though they kind of are destiny cards, but they're like top tier destiny cards, where you leave behind the everyday of now and you leave behind your human appetites, you know, the things that make you a bit salty or a bit happy, or that kind of short term, I guess, pleasure is the word I'm looking for. And I know when the Greeks studied happiness, they definitely made a big distinction between pleasure and happiness. And pleasure was much more hedonistic, and, you know, like, I've got some really good lollies in the freezer, you know, I'm probably going to eat a Solero. It's going to be very pleasurable, and short term it's going to make me happy, but if I try to reproduce that 10 times today, something bad will happen. I won't be happy in the long run. The pleasure would have been there, but it would have been short-lived, you know. So it's like a kind of, if you think of happiness as a carbohydrate, you can tell the heat's got to me. Happiness as a carbohydrate, it definitely should be a complex carb. You know, the boring ones that taste bad, like brown rice, things like that. I know I'm going to get loads of comments going, brown rice is delicious. It's bloody hard work. I'm like, I'll be here to the middle of next week chewing on this shit. Give me some white jasmine rice. But anyway, complex carbs. So we're talking higher wisdom, accessing your higher wisdom, which is usually more disciplined, more boring, more long term. A little bit Saturnian, actually. I have no idea, A, where the moon diary is, B, if I could read it if it was here. But anyway, maybe we're in Capricorn or something, God knows. The next card we get is like the biggest ticket destiny card that you can possibly get, which is the World. This is kind of, it's neither the beginning of a cycle nor the end. You know, when Mercury's retrograde, we don't live in beginnings and ends. It's not like that, because beginnings and ends are kind of what lines are. And actually, even lines aren't. When you look at integers and numbers and pi and all that sort of stuff, when you're doing like actual good, interesting maths, you tend to find those lines are kind of infinite, I think. Could be wrong, could be wrong. Definitely don't know if Sally went to the church fete and had 77 pencils and gave 3 to Paul and took the train home, how many she'd have left in a pencil case. I don't know that. But I do think I do know that most things are kind of infinite. Energy can't be created or destroyed. So, God, I never knew we were going in this direction. Higher learning, and when I say playing the long game, I don't even mean, you know, I'm doing this because next year I want something to happen, or I'm studying because I want to pass my degree in 2 years' time. I'm talking like unlimited end game. Like there's no end, just the game. So if you behave as if there is no end and there is no beginning, it's just kind of, that's probably where the happiness lies. Because short-term pleasure begins and ends. And then we get this, which I prefer to think of as a disco ball. I know it's probably, is that like one of the balls that they drop in Times Square? Am I like overreaching here? Because it is the Fool and it would be New Year. But either way, could be a disco ball, either way. The Fool, new beginning. But again, it's not like we are going to finish this cycle and then we are going to neatly join the new beginning. It's not. It's like T.S. Eliot, in my beginning is my end. I must check whether that's actually the line in the 4 quartets. I don't know which one it is, but it's one of them. But he's always talking about time in that way. So, okay. Let's have a quick look at the cards. Someone's playing some like oosh, 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 oosh music outside. Oosh, 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 oosh. Right, I'm going back to my my early 2000 rave days. Probably 90s actually, if we're going to be more accurate. So, and this tarot, because some of you are going to ask me, because it is very good looking. It is 2020 Visions Tarot. Major Arcana only. I love a Major Arcana deck, but they're hard to get, by Crystal Banner. And I love, she does the Price of Love Oracles, which I've also got and using the extendeds. So look, Higher Learning, Unlimited Cycle, Disco Ball Drop, New Beginning. But it could be an actual end disguised as a beginning as an end. That's a beginning, that's an end. Now we got that clear, people. Leave me a comment. Also, do check out the Gemstars pick a card reading, which actually does fit quite well with the Choose Your Own Adventure, Your Next Move pick a card reading, which I will link in the description box as well. Okay, gonna go and stuff ice up my shirt. See you tomorrow. Namaste.